at Santa Maria High School today waiting for Bernie Sanders' rally, and the Santa Maria Times had a chance to have an exclusive one-on-one interview with him where we got to ask the senator his journey to the White House and his campaign and what he expects before the California primaries to take off June 7th.
I want to thank you again so much for being able to sit down and speak with us. We really appreciate it. And,
my pleasure.
I hope the drive was great from Santa Barbara. Did you enjoy the drive?
We did. It's a beautiful, beautiful drive, and this was a wonderful rally. I don't know how many, 7,000 or 8,000 people out. It was great to see so many people.
Awesome. Okay then, so we just had a couple questions, just really quick. I understand that we want to start off with tackling the issue of funding for college tuition, because that is a really important issue right now, and it always has been. I understand that taxing Wall Street has been a part of your plan to help pay for college tuition. While we do understand that does kind of make sense, how do you plan on regulating those that might go overseas to start trading, these Wall Street speculators that might try to escape to evade the tax?
Well, actually, there are countries all over the world that impose a tax on Wall Street speculation. And I think that especially after the taxpayers of this country bailed out Wall Street, I don't think that is something that they would want to do. We have leverage as a government to make certain that that does not happen. But the bottom line is that after we bailed out Wall Street, in my view, it is appropriate that Wall Street, which is doing very well right now, start helping the people of our country and the middle class and people be able to afford to get a college education.
You talk about taxing the millionaires in the top 1%. Do you plan on creating a new tax bracket or changing the amount that the highest tax bracket currently pays?
Yes, absolutely. The truth is that almost all new income and wealth now is going to the top 1%, and the gap between the very, very rich and everybody else is growing wider. We have large multinational corporations who in a given year are able to stash their profits, billions of dollars, in the Cayman Islands or Bermuda or other tax havens and not pay a nickel in federal income taxes. That has got to change. So we have legislation that would make certain that the wealthiest people in this country do start paying their fair share, and that we end these loopholes that large corporations enjoy.
And how do you plan on naturalizing the millions of undocumented immigrants in this country? As you know, Trump has talked several times during his campaign about deporting immigrants, but how do you plan on naturalizing them right now? Like, what's the best way to start the process of immigration?
The best way to start the process is to pass comprehensive immigration reform yesterday. We should have done it years ago. We've got to do it as soon as possible. The Senate passed something. It wasn't exactly the bill I would have liked, but I voted for it. But the House, the Republican-controlled House, has refused to move forward. So what we have to do is get the Republicans to understand that the immigration system today is broken. We need to pass comprehensive immigration reform and a path towards citizenship. Now, if Republicans choose not to do their job and fix a broken immigration system, I will use the executive powers of the presidency to do all that I can.
And the question we want to talk about next is the minimum wage, raising it to $15 an hour. Would that be fully that's not supposed to be fully implemented until 2021. And if you were to take office and you were to start that process of raising minimum wage, would it be done immediately, or would it be a process?
You can't do it overnight.
Okay.
No, you cannot do that overnight. But we can phase in year by year by year by raising that minimum wage. Here is the simple reality. And that is that there are millions of workers in this country who are working at starvation wages. You can't make it in this day and age in $8 or $9 an hour. So we have to start and move it up as quickly as we can, but not do it overnight.
And how would you address the increase of instances of gun violence and death in America?
It's a very serious issue, and there's far too much gun violence. I am supporting the initiatives of President Obama to expand the instant background check, the goal of which is to make sure that people in this country who should not have a gun, people of criminal backgrounds, people who are involved in domestic abuse, people who have mental issues. They should not have a weapon, and we have to expand the instant background check. The other thing we have to do is do away with the gun show loophole, and we have to make certain that people do not buy guns legally through the straw man process and then sell them to criminals. So that's some of what we've got to do to make sure that we keep guns out of the hands of people who should not have them.
How do you feel about holding the vendors and the gun sellers and merchandisers responsible?
I think if there is a manufacturer who knows that the guns that he is selling are designed to get into the hands of criminals, he should be held responsible. I think if you were to go walking into a gun shop and order 10,000 rounds of ammunition, somebody should have a clue that that is not what most people do, and you should reach out to law enforcement. On the other hand, if you are a gun store owner and you sell a gun legally to him and he goes out and does something crazy, I don't think you should be held responsible. So where gun store owners or manufacturers know that their weapons are going to be used for some destructive purposes and not just to target or to hunt, for target shooting or hunting, those people should be held accountable.
Thank you.